Thunder rumbles in the distance. Dark storm clouds moving quick to cover the land. A small shack sits on the edge of an abandoned city. The only light for miles is coming from within this small building. Inside, a woman works in a workshop. Bent over a bench, she has a contraption in front of her. Tools and machine parts are scattered everywhere. The woman herself is dressed in a simple mechanic's jumpsuit, very old and worn. Her hair is a vibrant and curly red, tied back up in a simple braid. A loud knock sounds at the door, startling the woman. She grumbles some curse words before opening the door. Good afternoon, Miss Tartanen. I am here on behalf of Amazon. Would you like to hear about our daily specials? We have a 2 for $5 special on... The door slams shut. The woman not even bothering to say a single word before sitting back down at her bench. A tortoiseshell cat jumps up on the bench, rubbing his head affectionately on the woman's shoulder. She just pats him absent-mindedly before going back to work. She continues to work, and after a few hours, music begins to play, coming from the small contraption. She scoffs in disbelief. I did it! Holy shit, I did it! Yes! She dances around the room with her cat in her arms. The music is staticky and not very good, but the machine does work. Do you know what this is? This is called a cassette. Another knock sounds at the door. The woman is in too good of a mood to really be disgruntled. The woman is in too good of a mood to really be disgruntled by it, so she opens the door again. Good evening, Miss Tartanen. I'm here on behalf of Coca-Cola. Would you like to daily specials? Good evening, insert username. Good morning. The android shuts down and crumbles at the woman's feet. All she can do is stare in shock at the android and back at the cat in her arms, who just meows in response. Hello everyone, and welcome to Finding Ithaca, a Starfinder Actual play podcast that's about space pirates. It's very heavily influenced by Treasure Planet and Titan AE, so if that's your jam, I hope you like this game. Let's get into introductions. I am your GM, Depthe like the ocean. You can find me on all things via Chaotic Bunny, and my pronouns are they, them. Let's head on over to Madeleine.
Hello everyone, I am Madeleine. I use she and they pronouns, and I am at the Goose Girl on all good social media sites, and my character will be revealed later.
Christian.
Mike, please. Hi. Hello. Hi. My name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, on several socials, mainly on TikTok and Twitch. I'm a TTRPG performer and educator in the space. My pronouns are he, him. My characters and my character will be revealed soon.
Amazing. Lay.
I am Lay. Nightly on TikTok, nightly cosplays everywhere else. Yeah. Oh, pronouns. Yes. Pronouns are any and all.
Phenomenal. Wasa.
Hey everyone, my name is Wasa. You can find me on the internet at Wasabotte. That's Wasabotte. My pronouns are any and all of them. Under the sun and under the moon, I guess, technically. Yeah, that's me.
Phenomenal. And last but not least, Puja.
Hello, everybody. My name is Puja. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm not even playing a character tonight. That's how secret they are.
Phenomenal. Amazing. All right. So, we start this journey at Kanoniko. Kanoniko is a bustling planet. Dozens of ships are seen leaving and arriving, creating roads of sorts as they wait to dock. You can see nothing but docks and warehouses and crowds of people. Kanoniko is a trade planet, one of many stops ships make in the galaxy if they're looking to trade goods and services. we start with a small ship, very sleek, built for fast travel, very advanced. Baaghi, would you like to describe your character and what they're doing currently?
Sure. Piloting this ship is what looks like a white tiger with black stripes, bright blue eyes, wearing a very structured coat. The ship is probably 1.5 people sized. Because it is long haul, even though it's meant for a single person, the ship clearly is big enough to store supplies for a long haul. And as they're coming into the planet, Baaghi is preparing for landing.
Yeah. It doesn't take you long. You are a smaller ship. It's more of the larger ships that really need to wait, and it takes no time to find a docking spot. You exit out and you are immediately overwhelmed by just the noises, the smells, the sights. It is crowded, it is busy, it is noisy. People from all corners of the galaxy come here to trade, to buy things on bulk. It's quite busy. You would know from Sione that this is rumored to be the planet where Captain Penelope first assembled her crew. You walk along the dock. There's a large area of just docks. It takes you a while to walk before you get into anything outside of that. And there are streets full of mini stalls and others that are just large warehouses. What would you like to do?
Well, in order to figure that out, where am I on my journey right now?
You are at the first planet, the first set of coordinates.
The first set of coordinates. All right. I will go to... So the coordinates I have are for the planet itself?
Yes. They are not planet-specific, they are universe-specific. So they will only tell you the planet or spot in which you need to go.
Okay. I will do what I previously did, which is try to find a store or a cafe or a pub or something that is about in the middle of the heavily traversed area, and look for somebody to speak to and inquire where folks who are on this infamous quest tend to go or wander.
Yeah. Are you just approaching kind of the first kind of approachable people you see?
Yeah. And Baaghi's gonna make sure that the emblem of the Sione is very visible on their cloak. Well, sorry. Baaghi's gonna make sure the emblem of the Sione is visible on her cloak, and just approach it with the way Sione usually do.
Yeah, absolutely. You approach this stall. It seems to be a very a medium size compared to others. There are others that are very small, not even like 2 feet wide, that have like trinkets. This one seems to be a Fisher type stall. They've just recently come from what might have been a water-based planet and bringing in their catch. One of the people kind of overseeing the stall is a human man, quite tall, very tan skin, seemingly like sunburnt, Very long, shaggy hair that's just tied up loosely in a ponytail. He's kind of organizing the stock and kind of answering questions and taking orders. Glances at you. Yeah, what can I get for ya?
A moment of your time, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think I got a moment. Hey, Jack, look after the stuff. Don't do that. What can I get? What can I help you out with?
Well, I have a question which I presume many before me have asked, which is, where do folks who often come here on their quest to find Ithaca begin their search?
I mean, I wouldn't have a clue. I mean, that's just like a fairy tale, isn't it?
Oh, come now. You're the first point in the fairy tale. Even the amateurs must make it out this far.
Listen, I just sell the fish. I'm not really here regularly. Hey, Jerry, you know shit about shit, right? And he looks over and there's a very, very similar looking man. He's a bit more heavier, very kind of a very worn trench coat, has scars dotted across his skin, kind of like glances over. Yeah, what you need to know? They're asking about Ithaca. Is this a start here? Oh yeah. This is it. I told you about this. It's like a fairy. It's not real. That's what you think. You're after Ithaca?
Yes, I'm here to follow up on some rumors, see what I can find.
Right. I know that there's like a section if you just kind of head deeper into down this street and like make a right. There's like a little like Ithaca tourist spot where people like to go because it's where like Penelope met her crew. And there's like some scribbling and graffiti on the walls over the years, so probably have luck there.
Wonderful. That is quite helpful. Did the first person I talked to give me their name?
They did not.
Okay. Well, you've been very helpful, Jerry. And turning to the other one,
John.
perhaps... Oh, John. If there's a tourist area and possibly famous haunt of Captain Penelope, perhaps you should take a look sometime. Educate yourself about your surroundings.
I just come here to sell the fish, man.
You never need a drink?
I mean, I guess. I never really thought about it before. Not a lot of people come around asking specifically.
Well, then today's a new day for you. And then Baaghi will turn to go.
Right.
Say, have a good one.
You too.
Dressed down by a nerd. For not being
100%.
inquisitive enough.
Yeah, do you follow his directions?
I do.
Yeah, it takes a bit. It's quite crowded. It's kind of one of those instances where unfortunately you cannot go at your own pace. You have to go at the pace of the pedestrian traffic. But it gives you a chance to look around and kind of take in the sights. There is everything under the sun here. This isn't just like a bazaar or a market. This is like everything you could possibly think of is here, like like any trade parts, any food, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you make your way down to where Jerry instructed, and it's kind of like a graffiti art alley down this way. There's a mural of what you can easily discern to be Captain Penelope and her adventures. You see the bright red curly hair, the ship with Beetlejuice on the side,
Amazing.
and you see also all these faces that are assumed to be the crew when she was captain. Various planets and ships that she is heisted from. And I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
First roll of the game, guys.
Woohoo.
Let's go.
Okay. Man, stats in this game are wild.
Mm-hmm.
I have a plus 10 to perception.
Dang, yo.
Well, I'm a nerd.
Yeah, that's the nerd class.
Ooh, 28.
Whew. You find it almost immediately. In this small section of a mural, there seems to be kind of a small section where it's the Earthen Solar System. Penelope's home. And right underneath where Venus is, there is the symbol of her ship, which is everywhere on this mural, but this one is engraved into the stone. And it is Penelope's symbol, which is the pirate ship wheel with the compass in the middle.
This is the same symbol I saw not that long ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Baaghi's gonna take off her fingerless gloves, well, talonless gloves, I guess, and rub a paw bean.
Which hand are you using?
Baaghi's right-handed, so that'll be her right hand.
All right. For reference, all of your coordinates for everyone, your coordinates are on your left hand.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, Baaghi would use her left hand.
Okay. As you raise your hand up to touch the symbol, the faint passive glow that your coordinates have seem to glow brighter the closer you get to the symbol before you touch it. And the symbol on the wall glows that same kind of fluorescent blue. And a door appears.
Baaghi chuckles under her breath just a little. This is not her first mission, her first intelligence gathering quest, and she's aware things are usually not this easy, but she also knows to enjoy it for the few moments that they are. So she's just like, all right. And we'll push through the door.
All right. Astro, you have been traveling for quite some time. On your own for the first time. You arrive at the first set of coordinates. Clarence has told you about this planet. Kanoniko. A trade planet, bustling, crowded, busy. But you are here. What would you like to do?
Well,
Oh, sorry. Describe your character. I'm so sorry. Please describe your character.
I'm just a little guy. Astro is approximately 3 feet tall. He is a North American opossum. He is wearing a little spacesuit that is from it dates back to like the 1960s. It has like NASA on it, and embroidered on it is a patch of the Houston Astros, who he is named after, and he is scuttling. He has boots, but they're more aesthetic than anything else because he can run on all fours. So I think for efficiency's sake, he's trying to get to like the location, and he's scuttling on all fours, trying to avoid people's feet.
Yeah. It's.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have you roll for this.
Okay.
Roll me. I think this would be an acrobatics.
Okay. Acrobatics. That is an 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
You take a few steps on some people just without looking. You are so small and you are scuttling among the feet that your tail gets stepped on a couple of times and like your foot gets stepped on. It's people do apologize once they realize that they stepped on you. Some of them don't notice, but you have some new bruises as you're making your way through this very crowded street. But you know where it is. Clarence has told you about it time and time again. You basically have it memorized.
Yep.
So you make your way down this alley that Clarence once described his colorful words, basically an echo in your head as you're seeing everything that he's describing. The crowded streets, the tall buildings, all the ships. And you go down this alleyway just in time to see this Pahtra press on a symbol and a door appearing.
I'm gonna be sneaky about this, and I'm gonna kind of like my way in. I'm not gonna be like, hold the door, please. I'm just gonna run in on all fours.
Just like right behind Baaghi?
Yeah.
Alright. Roll me a stealth. Is there a stealth skill here? I think there is. Yes. Roll me a stealth.
There is.
And
I'm just
Baaghi,
running
roll
in.
me a
Yeah.
perception.
Oh. Okay. 22.
That 22, I got a 16.
Ooh. I will say that Baaghi, you are in the room and you notice an opossum kind of in clothes walking in behind you.
Hello.
I stand up on my hind legs and I brush off my suit and I go, "Well, hello there. It's very nice to meet your acquaintance."
Do you often walk into doors behind people when you don't know where they lead?
That's a great question. The answer is sometimes.
And what did you hope to find behind this one?
Well, you see, I'm just on a personal errand, and I know I just have to be behind this door. That's all.
Do I notice any telltale signs or markings on Astro's? Can I see Astro's paws, hands? I don't know.
Are they
Fake human
covered?
hands, possum hands that look weirdly almost human but aren't.
Got those little Amazon baby hands that just
Yeah.
Astro's hands uncovered?
Oh yeah, that he it's very hard for him to wear gloves.
Then you do
It's
see
very
the
difficult.
coordinates on Astro's left hand.
Okay. Well, seeing the coordinates, Baaghi's like, well, it turns out I have to be in here too, so welcome. We can explore together.
Oh well, that
I'm
is
Baaghi,
just
by the way.
absolutely Baaghi. Oh, that's an absolutely wonderful name. Not main. Name. Sorry, I'm a bit flustered. I've been on my own for a hot second now, and I've just had a very traumatic life event. So, yeah, but I'm
Are you
happy to
okay?
be here.
Okay. Was that, and Baaghi will look at the markings, right? Like, just
Mhm.
very clearly showing what she's looking at. Did that come to you through trauma?
That's a great question, actually.
You know, sometimes
Yes.
answers are just yes or no. Okay. I mean, as Sione, I'm pretty comfortable that my questions tend to be good, so we can just dismiss with that and get right to it.
Great. You're gotten a coordinate too. He's holding up the paw.
Oh yes, right here.
Oh, wonderful. I haven't seen another person with a coordinate since in a hot second, so I'm real glad to run into another fellow. What's like the collective group
Guardian?
name? Yes, that's it. Yes, Elise Guardian. So I'm happy to meet another one.
Likewise,
Alright.
I've only met the one before, and that's how I'm here.
And
Nice.
we
Well,
move on.
my dad was it and gave it to me. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
I think I lagged a little
just
bit.
you're glitching for me, so
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're lagging.
Are you on a hotspot, Depthe?
I am on a hotspot, so I'm just. Alright. Stop it! Alright. Hang on, I'm gonna do that and see if it fixes anything. Alright.
Astro's so cute.
I
Okay.
love Astro so much.
My mission has been accomplished.
Quinn, you have arrived at Kanoniko after the recent events. Your friends are with you still. Let me just refresh me of the names. Okay. Luna is still driving, but she lets you know that this is where the coordinates have led you to. Tony looks a little disappointed. Kanoniko? This is nothing. This isn't. There's no way there's treasure here. Right?
It's the start. It's not the X marks the spot. There's just one stop on a long journey of stops. That's what the legends say.
Right. Well, that's a little disappointing.
We don't even know what we're looking for to begin with. So how about we just find that out first before we go looking for X's on spots.
Irving, who's kind of standing back. Sounds good to me. Who do you want to take down there with you?
I want to make sure that. Well, I'm sure there's some tourist spot, some con that's like, look at the beautiful displays of art, museum, etc., etc. You can probably look somewhere there, see if there's anything else in this destination. If anything beyond that, maybe a VIP section or a grease the right palms section of the wherever we need to go.
Yeah. And
I want to make
hopefully
sure.
we can.
I want to make sure that Caroline's people ain't here, waiting for us.
That's a good point. There's so many people here, Quinn. I don't even know if we can even spot her before she spots us.
That just means we've got to be a little bit more observant than usual. And you see Quinn is like, as Quinn is speaking, he's getting out of like a small section of the ship, and he's Quinn, I should say. He's a Vesk. He's about 5'10". He's a panther chameleon style of Vesk, so he's very sharp and colorful stripes all down his scales. He's dressed sharply, even as he's dressed like he's usually dressed like a businessman, but for right now he's kind of like doing the hiding in plain sight look. So he's wearing lots of black, and but he still has to be stylish with it though. So it's like a black fur faux coat, black pants, the like. He looks like he wants to blend in a crowd, so it's either working really well or not working at all, depending on who's looking. Hopefully no one is. So
Yeah.
but as he steps out, which one of you feels more comfortable, I should ask, more comfortable leaving with me, while two stay on the ship, just in case we need to get the hell out of here?
I think Luna kind of looks up at Irving. Well, I'm not trusting Tony to go with you. He will get lost at the first sign of a shiny thing. So maybe take Irving.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. All right, let's just see if we can find information, get the hell out fast as we can.
Alright. Irving, follows your lead. You enter into the crowd. Like I said before, with people everywhere, it's bustling. There are people kind of knocking against you if you try to go against the flow of foot traffic. What would you like to do first? You have an insurmountable amount of stalls. If you're looking for something specific, like you were saying before.
Well, I know this. I know the story of
Mhm.
This is the first meeting place, so I'm assuming that place is sacred ground, or like I said, a tourist destination. So I would just, I guess, look for directions on how to get there, as soon as possible. While always still, even if there are a lot of people in this crowd, just always having a head on the swivel, and
Yeah.
and just in case someone knocks into me the wrong way, making sure my pockets are still okay. Because
Yeah.
that's easy pickings.
Yes. I will say, as you kind of ask around for directions, roll me a diplomacy check, as you're kind of asking around and seeing how
I can do that.
friendly people are towards you and to give
I
you
can do that, no
directions.
problem. That's 19 total.
19?
Yes.
Yeah, you find this nice woman who seems to be shopping for some fruit, but she points you in the direction of where she had just visited because she's a little bit of a fan. she points you in direction of an alleyway that has like art of Penelope, and it's rumored to be where she first gathered her crew for Beetlejuice.
To thank the old lady, I buy a fruit from her stand, pay double what it is, and make my way over to the destination. I will say that the hand with the marking does have a glove on it, just to keep it from prying eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You, in no time, find the alley with all of the art. You see all of these paintings, everything I described to Baaghi before. I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Sure. I can do that. Perception. That's an 18 total.
18?
Yeah.
You kind of look over this mural and you see Captain Penelope's ship. It has Beetlejuice engraved on the side of the ship, and you see the flag has this symbol on it. You've seen it a few times. You've incorporated it into a few of your lines. It's the steering wheel with the compass in the middle. And you kind of... It's repeated a few times over the mural, but after a few minutes of you both looking, Irving kind of waves you over and gestures to this spot where it's engraved instead of painted.
Doesn't look like vandalism.
Looks like it's on purpose.
Which means we gotta do something with it. Does the marking feel like it? Like, does it like warm up, or does it itch? Does it like? Is it just like a mark? Just like a tattoo?
It doesn't feel warm, but if you want to take a glove off to look at it, there is a difference in brightness.
Okay. Just like peeks under it, rolls eyes, seeing that it's glowing. Here goes nothing. Just places his hand on engraving.
You touch the symbol, and the symbol glows before the outline of a door is visible and appears. There is a door. Irving just kind of like doesn't like fully stumble back, but kind of takes like a half a step back and kind of like, holy shit.
That's what happens when fairy tales come true, I guess. Just can't be simple. Just straightens the code.
Out of all the fairy tales,
Hmm.
this is the one to be. Yeah, and you get treasure at the end, maybe.
Maybe. You don't know what the hell's at the end of this goddamn rainbow. All we know is that one very, very dangerous person is also looking for the end of it as well.
Yeah. Let's head in.
Just walk in.
You open the door and you walk in, no problem. But the second that Irving tries to pass the threshold, there is a force field that activates and zaps him so hard to a point that he flies across and like barges into the opposite side of the alley.
I
Fuck!
immediately run and check up on Irving. You good?
Was that you? Shit.
Was that me? Of course
I don't
that
know.
wasn't
Did you
me.
activate something? I don't know.
It's probably a security measure. Add that to the fairy tale list. Jesus.
I'll wait out here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. If you see anything, call out. All right.
If you can even hear me.
Let's hope I can.
Yeah.
He just pats him on the shoulder and turns around. takes the sunglasses off. And heads in.
You walk down a small hallway before going into a larger room where you see a Pahtra and a small opossum-like creature standing there. You both see a Vesk walk in, dressed casually, taking off sunglasses.
Oh,
I
that was not-
stand on my hind legs, trying to look scary, but once again, I am 3 feet tall.
Did you good? Your stomach hurt?
Yeah, but that's besides the point. What are you doing here, partner?
How many other people are in this hallway with us? Or in this room?
So,
Just the
I'm
two?
not going to describe
Is it just us three?
the whole room yet until everyone's there.
Mm.
But
Okay.
it is a very large room
So,
with a large
are we in an
contraption
area
the
where
middle.
it's... Okay. But it's very obvious that someone else has, like... It's unusual and obvious that someone else has walked in, right? Like,
Yes, you see him walk in.
okay. Hello.
Hello. Didn't know this was
Did
going to be
you-
a party.
It is a
You see balloons here?
quest.
Not all parties have balloons.
It's true. But the good ones do.
I agree with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let me guess, you followed mysterious coordinates and glowing symbols?
Something like that.
Us as well.
That's good.
And Baaghi.
Lennox.
I'm Astro. Pleased to
Nice
make
to-
your acquaintance.
No, ditto. Like starts to like case the joint. Starts.
Baaghi's gonna watch you
Mhm.
and try to get a read off of you.
I'm
Uh,
following and
as-
sniffing.
mhm. I think the vibe I'm gonna set is just nonchalant, acting like being here is normal, being in this room is normal. j-
Nonchalant casing of a
Yep.
joint.
It's not. It doesn't look like he walks in a way that doesn't look like he's casing it. He looks like he's looking in wonderment at the place.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
if I need to roll a bluff, I will. But he is casing the joint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got. This is what Baaghi does too.
Mhm. So like,
Phenomenal.
so he's
All
just looking around, watching you watch him.
Mhm.
And
Oh yeah, it's not
it's
subtle.
not subtle, yeah.
No.
Anytime you guys catch eyes together, he'll just smile, wave, and go
Okay.
back to looking.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. All right. We now go to Vain. You've been traveling for a while in the ship that isn't making it very far. The ships aren't very good on your planet, and it's miraculous that it's made it this far, but you have a feeling that when you turn this ship off, it is not turning on again. But nonetheless, you've made it to Kanoniko. Describe your character. I keep forgetting to do that. Describe your character. I already know
So-
everything, but
You do. So Vain is a Damai, with just like very stark white hair that's in a style of a mohawk. It was buzzed down on the sides at one point, but there has been some growth there. They're in very punk attire, have a cropped red shirt on, and then have black shorts that have garters into bell pants. Just a very punk ass bitch. And about 5'7", and uses she, they pronouns.
Amazing.
Yep.
And as you dock on this planet and you make your way out, what do you do?
Go and see if I can find some sunglasses because there is so much daylight here. I can't
It is
see.
incredibly bright.
I can't see shit.
It's easy enough to find. You find a small trinket store that sells sunglasses relatively cheap. I don't know what the currency is meant to be like, but I will say for like a credit, you can find some sunnies.
So, by that, afterwards, I just go, well, looks down at the hand, is like, I wonder, and she holds it up and sees if it's glowing, gets brighter in any direction.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. That's a nat one.
The brightness from the sun on this planet is just it's kind of, you are in that constant zone of like walking into a building on in the middle of a summer day. Like, you know how like you walk in and it's very bright and you walk in the building, you can barely see anything. It is like that for you permanently here. It is
understandable.
You can't see shit.
Understandable.
But I will be nice and say that over the course of a little while, you see two people walk down an alley, and you kind of follow them. You see a Vesk and a tall human man.
Ooh.
And you walk down and you watch as you see one go into a door that appears, and you see the events that happen between Quinn and Irving as Irving is blown back from the force field. The door closes and Irving kind of tries to like brush himself off casually and kind of walks a little bit down the alley and kind of positions himself to kind of like look up and down it.
Say, she walks over to him and goes, well, that was embarrassing for you, and just keeps walking.
What? Excuse you?
You got blasted back by a force field. That's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. I'd like to see you do any better.
Okay. Walks over to the door, looks him dead in the eye. Puts the hand on the wall.
The door appears.
Backs up into the building.
I will say that at this, he kind of just like leans in and goes, Quinn, there's another one!
Do I hear that?
And you do hear that, very faintly. Kind of like the difference between like the end of a yard and someone in their house. But you all hear it nonetheless. You hear someone say Quinn.
Nice.
He calls you by his name. And after that, you watch Vain walk in.
Well,
I'm going to leave that
okay.
and quickly go over to our last traveler, Innochi. Would you like to describe your character for me, please?
As Innochi exits the ship and stares at the mass amounts of people, there is sort of a little if you could hear it, you could, but there's a lot of people. A hiss as pneumatics push a 6-foot android to a height of 7 feet as they survey the area. They are made with pieces of like matted gunmetal, grey metal. A little patchwork in the sense that it's obvious that there have been adjustments made, not necessarily for repair, but for more improvements and advancements. They have a masculine build, a little bit more on the lean side rather than the bulkier sort of android style of form. And what you see them wearing, it's a little hard to distinguish, kind of the way that a compression suit or compression shirt sits on their form, and these dark engineering overalls. And that's what they wear. That's what they look like. They have a very neutral facial expression, humanoid-esque, and black eyes with this gold gimbal around that sort of adjusts and turns and shifts in light when the light hits their eyes as they scan, survey the area.
All
That is
right.
a note.
Roll me a perception check as you survey the area. There, you get a lot of looks as you adjust your own height to tower above most of the people here that are walking by.
I got a natural 20.
We got our first natural 20 of the game!
I was so scared. I dumped my wisdom. I was like, I'm not going to see anything forever.
The dice are very kind to you today.
Mercy.
Yeah, so I will say that you're surveying for a few minutes, you're taking everything in. There is a lot of information to kind of catalog and take in. So I will say that as you're surveying, you see up ahead in the distance, you see Quinn's character and Irving walk down an alley, and then you see this punk rock Damai, Vain walk down an alley, and you see, just from the angle you're at, a very small sliver of what seems to be like an art mural. And I'm just gonna say this to make it easy, and because you rolled a natural 20, I will say you are able to discern something in your coding has adjusted without you knowing. Because when you look at Quinn and Vain, there is like an aura around them, and you are able to identify them very easily as Lisi Guardians.
Okay. Interesting. Without any hesitation, we'll walk and try to not accidentally bump into people. Is at least that level of awareness, but also is understandably like 7 foot tall and made of like solid metal basically, and we'll just pretty much steamroll ahead to follow the, as my old science teacher would call, the clever electrons away, going against the tide.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for you. You are creating quite an intimidating figure that people are very quick to stay out of the way of. So you are not as affected by the foot traffic just because people are staring at you and keeping out of your way. But you make it to the alley just in time to see Vain throw up middle fingers as they back into this door. And you see kind of this very tall human male kind of like look at you. Are you gonna go in as well?
Looks over at Irving, looks sort of in that area, and I'm guessing I can still sense that aura.
Mm-hmm.
Just states blankly in front, like in Irving's face, yes, you do not have an aura, so I suggest you not go any further. And then turns and walks straight through.
Yeah, Irvin catching strays. He isn't.
This poor man.
He doesn't know what to do. He can't go in.
He's
so
not
he
even the
just,
problem
once
one.
again-
He's not even the problem one of my crew. He just catches strays.
But he shouts out a warning again, and you will see as one right after the other, these two people walk into the room.
Interesting. They all have auras?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Looks over at
You-
the exposed hand. There is just the coords.
Mm-hmm. You all look at each other with these exact coordinates on each of your left hands. Glowing brightly now that you are in this room, and as you finally take a moment to look at the room itself, you see massive spheres. In the center of this room is this massive blue sphere with you see this massive blue sphere with 8 others kind of on these metal beams attached to the one in the center, and they're all at varying lengths, and the spheres are all varying sizes and colors. And as you all enter, you see what seems to be a giant orrery. And if you are not aware of what an orrery is, it is one of those kind of solar system mobiles. And you see as you kind of all further venture in, a switch seems to switch on kind of behind a wall. You hear a click, and the spheres all start to slowly turn around this large blue sphere. You are currently at the first puzzle of this journey. Some of you know that with each checkpoint comes a puzzle that you have to solve in order to unlock the next set of coordinates. For some of you, this is brand new information, and you are just looking at a bunch of spinning balls.
Seeing they're orbs full of stars, right?
No, they are, I will tell you, they're varying sizes. There are kind of, I will say, 4 large spheres and another 4 smaller, but there's kind of like a 2 medium and a 2 quite smaller ones out of those ones, if that makes sense.
Right.
And there is the one in the middle. So in total, there are 9 spheres, but there's one in the middle that is stationary, and there are 8 others that are moving.
I immediately scurry over and start to stare at it. Part of me is a little afraid if I touch it, the walls will come crumbling down, but I'm starting to see if there's any significant patterns in this puzzle.
Yes. Yeah.
Baaghi would immediately study the spheres and try to go back in the mental catalog of whether this looks familiar, whether this reminds her of other systems, whether she can pull up from her memory any kind of reference for what she's looking at.
Alright. If everyone would like, they can roll me a culture check. If everyone's kind of trying to figure out what they symbolize.
Christian has a feeling.
15.
3?
15.
3.
15.
3, yeah.
17.
26.
What did 26 and Innochi?
15.
15. I will give this to Baaghi just because Baaghi's DC will be lower because of her class, and I will also give this to Quinn. Baaghi, you are very familiar with this amount of planets in a solar system. It takes you a hot second, but it clicks. This is the Earthen solar system. It's just messed up. There are planets all jumbled. The sun is where Mercury is meant to be. Mercury is where like Venus is meant to be. It is all messed up, and you know this as well, Quinn. You only guess this as from your knowledge of Penelope from your cons. You know that she was from Earth. You know vague descriptions about the solar system, and if this is something to do with Captain Penelope and it's an orrery, the only one that would make sense is the solar system in which she was from.
The one in the middle. You said this. It's switched. They're switched up. They're not like they're all switched up.
They're all switched up.
Okay.
They are all switched up.
Baaghi would approach and see if anyone else is reaching for them, and if not, she will say, "This seems to be Captain Penelope's home solar system, but wrong.
So
If nobody objects, I'd like to correct
it's all in the wrong order.
What do you mean it's wrong?
Well, the planets are jumbled.
Oh.
Do we recall the order of the planets? Do we have that in our memories?
Well, I studied extensively on my very long journey here.
And I mean, it's a story that's told over and over again. So you kind of do research to find out where exactly you need to tell people to go, if they exist.
Lennox. I don't know if you heard the air quotes in
Oh no,
that.
he heard it, but he's not. He's not
Okay.
responding to the sass.
Would you like
I would
to
love
help
to
me?
help.
All right.
These...
And then we're gonna go in, I think.
Alright, these are big spheres. They are about half your size. The largest one is about like half your size. So for some of these, I would say, oh, what did I press?
The sun just got gigantic.
Yeah, so the largest one is about half your size. So for those that are deciding to move the planets, it will take an athletics check.
Oh,
All right. You can see Baaghi looks lithe, like a large feline, but she don't look strong. So she will also look to everyone else and say, "Everyone's welcome to help, of course."
what do you
Yeah,
require?
sure.
We need to lift some of these and switch places with other. We need to switch their places, and
Can Baaghi pull out her pocket notebook that she usually jots notes down on and do a quick scribble drawing of which one needs to be in which place? And then she'd like to pass it around to the other three. I don't know if Baaghi has everyone's names yet, but Astro and the other two so that they can also see what we're trying to achieve.
I look at the paper and my hand goes out, and there's a little hologram of like the little orrery on the hand, and is like following what you're doing and moving them and there as if that's how Innochi is taking the notes. As this occurs, is there any sign of any computer or anything where, like, does this have to be a manual move, or is this something where you can use a controller or something to move the planets?
The only thing that is moving is the connection bars of the orrery itself. It's spinning the planets, kind of creating a level of difficulty to this, in which you will have to try and get the spheres out of their place holdings while it's moving, and there doesn't seem to be any like computer or kind of like system to move these planets. You will have to move them by hand while it's moving. It's not terribly fast. It's kind of like the speed at which a mobile would spin.
It's not terribly fast. It's just embarrassing if you get hit.
It's just embarrassing if you get hit, and it just makes it a bit more finicky to get these planets out of their holdings. And
it's not embarrassing for me because they're the same height and size as me.
Innochi will help. I'll also cast a detect magic just to check whether or not it's like trapped with magic.
Yeah. You cast detect magic. There is traces of it in the doorway. There is also traces of it at the base of this orrery. There's kind of like I don't know how to describe it. It's like one of those base things that, because it's on a stand, and because it's like on a pole, one of those like pole holders things, there is a small compartment in which it is magic, but there isn't any buttons or
I see.
engravings or anything like that. You just see a small pocket of magic there.
I have cast a detect magic to ensure that this is a safe operating procedure. We can move forward. And I will begin to go where I need to go to assist.
Alright. To everyone that is helping out with these planets, the DC will lower the more people that are working on it. So if you all work on it, it is the lowest possible DC. But I would like everyone to make 2 rolls for me. The first will be in athletics, and then in acrobatics.
Depth, I'm too small. I'm too small.
I'm gonna take a photo because this is bananas. I rolled another 20.
So I got a 0.
Wow.
What?
I got a 0 for athletics.
I got you.
Okay.
I rolled a
Should I-
1, and my athletics is a -1.
Oof.
So I got an 18 athletics and a 23 acrobatics.
But I crit on acrobatics, so it kind of
Nice.
evens.
Yeah.
21 athletics, 16 acrobatics.
Total with the nat 20s of 23 athletics and a 19 acrobatics.
18
And
athletics and a, what was the math? 25 acrobatics.
Alright. You are all very able to move these spheres. Astro struggles a little bit. Astro can really only help with the smallest one, which is Mercury, if I remember at the top of my head.
Yes.
But you are all very easily able to dodge the spinning planets as well. So it doesn't take you that long at all. You all kind of fall into a workflow with each other, and it's seamless as you all kind of move, and you don't need to really explain yourself a lot. People are already kind of catching on to what you're saying as you say it, and before long you have all of the spheres in the right spot. And there is a moment. And the planets are spinning in the correct spot. You hear the faintest little click as Innochi, the spot that was vibrant to you when you first detect magic, is now open. And there is a small screen. If you would all like to approach it, it's a small screen that says, "Congratulations," with little confetti graphics kind of popping out.
I'm like, oh, that there's where the balloons are.
And you all experience a flash from your hands as it's kind of like it's as if someone turned off the torch on and off again. It's just very quick, very bright. As you all look down at your hands, there's a new set of coordinates.
Ooh.
Oh, fancy.
Interesting.
Replacing the old ones? Okay.
Yep.
Baaghi will turn to. Did you say an automaton? How would you describe Innochi?
Very. They are an android, very
Android,
visibly robotics.
Okay. Baaghi will turn to the android and say, "Do you have memory banks that can process and tell us where this is? I can do it on my ship, but I was wondering if you might be
Do I?
faster."
I want to say that I might have the ability because that's all Innochi does is store memory, but
Yeah. I will say you know where this planet is. You do not know any information about it.
Okay.
You just know that it is on a decent ship. It's about a 3 days journey from this planet.
can I have like a encyclopedic, not necessarily like perfect, but a map of where the planet is, like in my hologram?
Yeah.
My response, there's like a moment that you see the little gimbal turns. The information is processed, and little hologram. The planet is located here, and it like kind of like pulses a little. Unfortunately, that is all the information that is currently available to me.
Does this hologram look at all familiar to Baaghi?
You would know, having just looked over the information on your way here, that their second planet in the quest is known as Raxon.
Raxon? Okay.
Raksun, for those that are writing it down.
Yeah. Well, that does match the reports that we have, so that does indeed look like Raxon.
You got people on the outside?
Oh yes. I'm Sione. And Baaghi will point to the badge.
Quinn, you have heard of Sione. Sione is a library, a big fucking library that is as big as a moon. It encompasses the moon of a planet, and you know that it is kind of like an historical keeper of the universe's history.
Oh, wow.
Everything that has ever happened in the universe is at Sione, and Sione has agents that fact check and record keep, and you recognize the symbol of a Sione agent, which Baaghi wears.
Oh, lucky enough, this treasure hunt's got a good old-fashioned librarian in it. Okay.
A librarian with spice.
Good. Well,
I admit I do not do much shelving. More the gathering.
I can respect that. Knowledge is power, as they say.
Yes, it is.
Well, seems like we have our next coordinates. I'm gonna go, and maybe we'll meet you there.
That seems
At
inefficient.
this point, you hear frantic knocking on the outside. And you, with the door shut, the voice is a bit more muffled, but you do hear Irving on the outside calling for Quinn. I will say that the completion of this puzzle took about 2 hours. So you've been here for a couple of hours.
Jesus.
At this point. Yeah.
Good lord.
It took a while. These spheres were large. You were moving 9 balls around
Yeah.
to moving targets.
Yeah. I go, who's Quinn?
Again, just doesn't say anything.
There ain't no
still.
Quinn in here.
Doesn't say anything still, and just runs towards the. Ain't no queen here. Just runs to where the noise is coming from.
Look at
You
Innochi and
exit
go,
and
Are you Quinn?
No, I have never been identified as a Quinn.
Oh, okay.
Irving was kind of like trying to bang on the wall as you walk out. His face is pretty grim. Luna just saw one of Caroline's henchmen land and dock.
All right. Find a route. Serpentine. Get back to the ship. I'll be there soon.
All right. We'll duck down the alley.
And since I'm not a bastard and won't just leave, as much as I want to, Quinn runs back down to where everyone else is, and is like, "Okay, if we don't want to be captured by a very, very bad person, I suggest we all scatter from this place immediately."
I have not committed any crimes.
Oh, it's not a crime you've committed.
What?
Why would this person pose a threat to any of
How do I
us?
say this? Well, treasure hunts typically have hunters, and the person
Yeah.
that landed, the person I just got news about, their hunt's a lot more deadly than I'm gonna guess a lot of yours have been.
Who is it?
Is one of them a bug?
I mean,
If you tell me a name, I can cross-reference with the Seone's intelligence.
what does the Sienese know about a woman named Caroline?
Please hold while I go through my notes. Caroline Jackson.
Queen Pin herself.
We've heard that she's out looking for a Lisi Guardian. It's your trail she's picked up.
Well, it's our trail she's following.
You need a better ship.
We've got a great one.
Trackable.
Well, aren't all ships at some point or another?
Not if you know what you're doing. But I suppose we should scatter? Would that be the safest?
Well, yeah, I think if we don't want to become the next guinea pig of a crime boss, that might be the best course of action.
Does everybody have a means of transport?
Not anymore.
I have acquired a ship. It is capable of carrying several individuals if necessary, but I also do not own the ship.
Did you steal it?
I am tasked with looking after the ship, and upon completion of my task, I chose to go here.
Well, as long as no one's looking for its immediate return, it should be safe enough, right?
My maintenance unit does not care for the ship, nor has the proper abilities to pilot it.
I can pilot it as long as I have my booster seat.
That is possible as an adjustment on the vehicle.
Well,
Illustrious DM,
Mm-hmm.
would, given that Sioni are usually like lone agents, is it possible for Baaghi to like take the systems that she needs to this other ship and then send the one the Sioni gave her back home on autopilot?
I will say yes. With how good
Okay.
Sioni is, with how advanced their technology is, absolutely. There is an autopilot, so you can send it back home if you would like.
Okay, well. I would need to return to my ship to gather access to Sioni's archives and other hard materials I've been studying, but I could join. It would free me up from piloting, and that sounds rather pleasant.
everyone's got a game plan. Everyone's good. Everyone's got a ship to go to.
Are you sure you want to return to yours if it's being tracked?
We're pretty slippery. I mean, this is Caroline we're talking about, but I think we can do our best.
Well, I told you who my we is. Who's your we?
I've got a good crew of people. I mean, you may have heard the one, or past the one.
Have I heard of the one?
Well, no, I'm saying the one as in the voice.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant that
No,
was
no,
the name
no,
of your
no.
crew.
Crew doesn't have a name. I mean,
Oh, gotcha. Yes, the one who is determined to find a Quinn.
yes. Good safe word. But if my mode of transport doesn't, let me just get the coordinates of your ship, just in case my ship is indisposed or gone by the time I get there. Looks over to dear Android.
Yeah.
Is there a way to sort of like message it, or it's like I'll again do the hologram of like just straight up longitude, latitude?
Yeah, I will say that
Take the-
most people here will have like a communication device of some sort.
Mhm. I'm just gonna.
Do you prefer it to be sent to your communication device, or is your device also being
Give me a
tracked?
moment. Well, I know one thing. That is. Oh shit. Okay, I definitely got to go back now. I definitely got to go back now because there's a certain object that I have to get. So, like I said, I'm gonna go handle my business. I will meet you there if I make it. If I'm dead, I'm dead. Fuck it. But here's hoping I'm not. And I as I'm leaving to go meet back up with my ship, just press my finger to my ear or to my communicator, and I'm just come in, Luna, come in. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You better be on your way here. This isn't good, Quinn.
What's out there? Who's out
3
there?
ships that I could identify that are Carolyn's. And they all have a handful of people. They're canvassing the streets now.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna send you over some coordinates. Oh shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Black. As you all are still in this room hidden for the time being underneath this completed puzzle that you put together as a team. And there is a threat looming of someone that is after Lisi Guardian, something that you all share in common. And you have to figure out a way out of it. But we'll have to wait for that until next time.
No.
And
Of
that's the
course.
first session.
No.
That is our first session of Finding Ithaca. I just wanted to quickly give you all a thank you to all of my players who have been so amazingly talented in this game. It's been so much fun. Hopefully when this releases, all of the prologue episodes will have released, so if you're watching this and you haven't watched the prologue episodes, I highly suggest it. They are all little mini sessions about how everyone came to Kanoniko and kind of a little bit of backstory, little snacks for you all. And yeah, you can
An
find...
explanation for why Baaghi knows so much random shit.
Yes.
Yeah, very good explanation, and it's delicious.
I have
It's
very
all
intense
good.
notes from the first session, y'all.
I low dumped so much. But yeah, you can find us all on our respective social
I love that.
medias. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye!